Hi, my name is David Hughes. I'm the robot specialist here at HESCO, and today we're going to be unboxing the A0509, part of Doosan Robotics Agile Series. So the specs for this A0509 are, it's a payload capacity of 5 kilograms, 11 pounds. It has a reach of 900 millimeters, which is about 35.5 inches. The weight of the robot is 21 kilos, and it has a repeatability of 0.03 millimeters, and it can be oriented in any direction, right side up, upside down, on a wall, on an angle, and it will operate fine. It has, for joint movements, all 6 joints can move 360 degrees plus or minus, except for one. The joint 3 has a plus or minus of 160 degrees. The lower 3 joints have 180 degrees per second max speed, and the upper joints have a 360 degree per second max speed. Some of the applications that you would use this Agile Series for are pick and place, inspection, gluing, and bonding. And then there are some other safety features that a lot of the Doosan robotics have. The sensitivity in the joints to trigger a safe stop is 0.2 newtons or 0.04 pounds per foot. The certification, the safety certification, is a PLE Cat 4, and the programming, there is a Dart suite, but there is also an open source Python that you can use to program the robot. The connectivity is Modbus TCP and RTU, Ethernet IP, TCP IP, Profinet, and then RS-232, RS-422, and RS-485. So, and one of the other features that all the Doosan Cobots have is they have a Teach cockpit. There's not just 1 or 2 buttons to do a free drag mode. There's some other buttons on there that you can constrain the Z-axis or the X and Y axis, and a couple other things that you can do with it. A teach button where you're teaching the positions. So it makes setting up and getting this Cobot operating very easy. So as we open the box, in here you will see a quick setup guide to help you get the robot mounted and working. So all the robots come into a packed position. This A series has its power cord connected already, and then we need to pull it out of the box. And now this base is 150 millimeters to each corner. So then you just mount the 4 M8 bolts and tighten them down to whatever base that you're going to mount it to. And then next we will get out the controller. So here we're opening up the control cabinet. It comes with a power cord. There's some connectors for the controller and a cabinet key. And then let's take off this. And then inside here you have the control cabinet and a teach pendant. We have the control cabinet here. And here you need to insert all your connectors. We have a safety connector, and these two with the jumpers need to be installed or the robot will not work. So,
are they keyed so they can only go in one way?
Yeah, there's little tabs that tell you how to do it. So this is analog, which is this one. And then this, there is a port for you to run all your wires. It's one of those compressible ones, but for now we will just run this connector in, and it only goes in one way. There's you'll hear 2 clicks. There is a power cord, which can also connect in. Pretty simple power cord. And then there is also, yeah, so we'll close this, and one last thing to connect is the teach pendant. So comes with a built-in screen and e-stop, and it already has the ferrite signal protector. So there's a power button. There is also a strap in here, and this button is the free drag mode, where it will release the robot. So on a larger one, if the teach cockpit is inaccessible, you could press this and then manipulate the robot by hand. So it's a nice way of having a second way to enter into that free drag mode. And then if you want to take a look, you have your cockpit here. You have your enter into their free drag mode, and then you have 2 different buttons. They are programmable, but the basic one will constrain, I believe, the Z-axis or the X and Y, so you can only move in the Z-axis, and then the other button does the opposite, where it will only move in the X and Y, and it'll constrain your Z, which is helpful in teaching it to dial in that position. And then you have your teach button, and then you have 2 scroll buttons on that can help you when you're programming. You can scroll down through lines when you want to teach positions. It's just another way of accessing the Cobot. So now we just have to connect the teach pendant. And thank you, Jordan. And we just fish it in through here. I believe the
connectors are all auto lock.
Yeah, you hear 2 clicks when you've got it in there correctly, just like that. So here is the control cabinet. You have all your direct wire connections. You have your switch right here. You have a little Ethernet that you can put into one of the ports. I believe it goes this way. Now we can power it up, and it just takes a simple 120 volt or 240. And there is a power button underneath here, right here. You turn it on. and that will start a fan. And then on the teach pendant, you have a power button. And in the initial setup, this robot's never been connected here. So you just hold that down until you see the red light come on the front. And then there's a boot up phase that it's going to go through for a couple of minutes. And then we will be able to unpack the robot. Right now it's in a current position that is not within the range on this third joint, so there's a special unpacking that you have to do, and that is within one of the screens on the teach pendant. So we can show you that in a minute when the Cobot boots up. So you power up the button, you make sure that the e-stop is released, and the LED on the Cobot is flashing red. That's part of the boot up process, and you have a boot up screen on the teach pendant. Joint 6. So now the Cobot is starting to make the connection, and it goes into the Dart platform. You can also connect to the Cobot. There is a switch inside the control cabinet. There's 4 LAN ports and 1 WAN port. So if you want to connect to the internet, you can connect to the WAN port and then connect devices like an on-robot control box or your computer. And then you have to connect the Ethernet connector inside to one of the ports, and then you can set in the settings, set the network to connect everything. So basically one of the first things you have to do is you have to go into the back drive and recovery, and into the recovery menu there is a software recovery, and then there is a pack and unpack. And there's a button where you have to servo on to start recovery. And now you've heard those 6 clicks. Those are power being applied to release the brakes on all the joints. And now, yeah, we have to make some room for the robot to unpack. And as you hold the button down, it's gonna go into the initial home position, which is straight up and down, all 6 joints at 0 degrees. And this is going at 20%, just to safely get it out of the unpack mode. And there you have it. Now you can exit the recovery mode, and the blue LED light is on, and now you're ready to program and move your robot. So that's how simple it is to unbox a Doosan robot. You make basically 3 connections: the teach pendant, the robot, the power, and you insert some connectors into the safety board, and you're off and running. You can get this Cobot working in the same day. Next, we'll probably go over some of the features of the A series, showing the speed once it's properly mounted to a surface that it can handle all the different axis of rotation. So hope to see you soon. Thanks. Bye.